Welcome, everyone, to the Ted and Teach Show. I'm Ted.
I'm Teach.
And we're a local MMA podcast talking to you about North Dakota fighters. And tonight's show, we're going to be talking about the post-fight from the North Star Combat this past weekend.
Yep, it took place at the Sky Dancer Casino in Belcourt, North Dakota. The place, I've never been there before. I don't know about you.
No, I've never been there either.
No. Yeah, it was a very nice place to go to.
Yeah, it was a really good place, good atmosphere.
Yeah, it was. I don't know, all the lights, I guess, all the lights going off, all the noises kind of catches your attention, and I don't know, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, we want to say thank you again to North Star Combat for having us out there at the Skydance Casino, and everybody was real nice to us. No problems, nothing. It was great.
Yeah, it was a great crowd. They were there to see the fights. Have a few drinks, of course. As the night went on, they got excited over the fights.
Yeah, you could tell everybody was excited. I think our main event, there was a lot of friends and family there probably. For our winner. We won't disclose who won yet, but we're going to go over the fight card for you since it did change again. There were 2 pros fights that were canceled, and I believe 2 amateur fights.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Going to start off with one of the first ones, Cody Whitney versus Shane Scott.
Charles
DeJorlis.
There you go. Thanks, Ted. And Andrews Murray.
Yep. Then we had Derek Hinkey versus Dylan Swan.
Jason Natel versus Mason Shue.
Then we had Mark Hummel versus Dane Ledoux.
And Shannon Gunville versus Brandis
Laframboise.
From Boyce.
Yep, she got me on that one. She did tell me I really messed up the name, so I tried to make up for it, Brandis. Then we have Josh Holtz versus Garrett St. Clair.
And Marshall Martin versus Derek Gitzel.
Yep, and that's what we have. We're going to be talking to you guys and showing you some clips of the fights and tell you who won. And I think we said maybe later on in the week we'd have we're only giving you clips, but we might have the whole post-fight, the fights for them, right, Teach? Once we get it loaded.
See what we can do.
Yeah, see what we can do for you guys, because we know everybody likes to see their fights, how they're doing, improve on seeing what they did. So, but it does take a lot of memory for us, so we'll give us some time. We'll get them up there for you guys.
We'll start out with the highlights for Cody Whitney versus Shane Scott. This fight was a good fight. It was a short fight, but it was actually a good fight. It showed the skills of each fighter, and it did show what each fighter struggles with too.
Right here we have Cody Whitney in the blue with black trim, and we have Shane with the blue and yellow trim. And
as you can see, Cody came out. He wanted to stand this fight up. He did the best he can to keep it on his feet.
Shane was giving him a hard time. He was throwing in some good hits, mixing it up. He was punching, he was kicking there. See, he catches Cody right away.
Yep.
And I think right there we kind of saw a turn in the fight because Cody just went after him. He got him.
Yeah. Once Cody got the takedown, that's where you could see that Shane, he struggled with the groundwork.
A minute 57 into the first round, Cody finishes him here with the arm triangle.
And this is textbook right here. He did a really good job on this arm triangle. Just remember this. These are the amateur guys.
Yeah, these are the amateur guys, and it was a great fight. Like I said,
and this one here is Charles. Help me out, Ted.
Charles DeJorlis
and Andrews.
Chucky
Murray.
Is what they called him, and I think Chucky was the hometown favorite, Teach, because everybody was yelling, cheering for Chucky. I mean, he gave Andre, he kept pushing Andre, but I talked to Andre after the fight. He knew, I think, what Chucky was going to do to him. He said, Andre says nobody likes to stand with him that much because he loves to box. He's a good striker.
Okay. Yep.
So he knew that Chucky was going to come after him, put him to the ground, and I think Chucky was hoping that he'd wear him down and catch him.
Yeah, it gave him an opportunity to truly work his groundwork here.
Yeah, and Andre said
this fight was like a sweep textbook fight. I mean, they were sweeping each other from one spot to another.
And I think Andres told me that too, Teach. He said he knew that as he's been going into fights, he was like, yeah, they want to take me to the ground because they don't want to stand with me.
Yeah.
So he's working on his ground. He knows already what's coming.
That was good because they were switching it back and forth through this whole fight.
Yep.
It was really good.
Yeah, here we're.
You can see here he's going into a Kimura, and then he swept him over, and then right into a triangle choke, and this is where he finished it.
Yep. Minute and 53 into the second round, Andres won with the triangle choke.
Next fight will be Derek Henke versus Dylan Swain.
And Dylan is in the blue and black trunks, and we got Derek
White
in
and red.
White and red. And I was like surprised because Dylan did really good. He hit him with 2 good shots.
Put a new good combo together.
Yep.
Problem is that you could see he stood up when he came in and threw that combo instead of keeping his knees bent, getting the distance back out again.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking he thought he was gonna drop Derek there, and Derek gave him for his toughness teach because he held on, and then he went in there and he took Dylan down.
Yep. And then once he got on top, he had really good top control and
aggressive,
and then brought down the hammers, man.
Yep. And like again, this is another amateur fight, and it was really good amateur fight. Minute 50 into the first round, Derek wins, and I talked to Derek. Says he's from Grand Forks, does boxing, works part-time, and he trains part-time. So,
it's the majority of all fighters,
Yeah.
pro or amateur anymore. So
yeah, it's good when you hear that though. I mean, they're trying their best, they're working, they're still going to the gym, and that was awesome.
Yeah, you got the love of fighting. Gotta love that gym.
Here we have Jason Natel versus Mason Shul.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Close.
I'm bad with names. Jason.
He came off with a good kick right off the bat. Obviously, it upset Mason. And
Yeah.
He came in with a big brawl.
It looked like he did
landed
get fired
a few
up.
punches.
Mason looked like he got fired up once Jason kicked him. He tried to take Jason down, but I think Jason did his best here to stay on control. Here we see, I think Mason tries to get him.
And the back of some guy's head that wouldn't get out of the way of the camera.
Teach was pissed off with one of the guys here that wouldn't get out of the way.
Only guy in the area. Yeah, right in front of the camera. But you can see Jason was going for a, looks like Americana.
Yep.
Didn't quite get it. So he instead of continuing, which was good, instead of just struggling to get that Americana, he switched position, got full mount, and then he just bring down the Fury.
Yeah, he pummeled them and stuff. So it was a minute and 36 into the first round. Referee stopped it because of strikes. Jason was just going off on him and stuff. And we want to say hats off to Jason. We know Jason. He trained with us.
It was a good fight. Very good fight. Keep it up.
Here is Mark Hummel teach.
Yeah, but now we're into the pro fights. And yeah, at this fight, you can hear this guy landing his punches.
Yeah, it was bad. We talked with Mark after the fight. It was supposed to be canceled, and then it was back on. I think there was 3 fighters. He told me that it changed, and it is Mark the Pummel Hummel now, not the other one that we teach. His other nickname. He didn't want to say it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember what that nickname was.
Yeah, it's Mark the Pummel, and Mark won that first round, 24 seconds TKO, and he trains with the Brock Larson camp.
Yep. Like I said, when he was hitting this guy, you could hear it.
Yeah,
it was pop, pop.
I thought it was the ring guy when they slapped the sticks together, but
definitely wasn't the ring guy. It was him hitting this guy.
Yeah, 10 seconds left.
The first uppercut, split open Dan, and yeah, it was over that after that. And the blood started gushing out.
Yeah, good thing we saw Dan walking around the back. He looked to be all right.
He was all right after.
Didn't look too happy with the loss, but he did look all right.
And on to our next fight, Shannon Gunville versus Brandis.
The From Boys.
There you go.
Yeah, I got it, Brandis. And this was Wow, we had both picked Shannon to win this fight, and
Yeah.
we were wrong. We thought, I thought, Teach, that there was no way Shannon would get down there at all. With
Yeah, I'm not
Brandis.
sure why Shannon decided that doing ground and pound was a good idea against a experienced jiu-jitsu artist. But
I think just her overall personality. She said even after the fight, I love to fight. I don't think she shies away from it. I think she just goes right into it. It did hurt her, but I think she just wanted to show that she could do it, and it worked to Brandis's advantage.
yep.
Brandis won that fight in the first round.
And on this clip here, I mainly wanted to put this out mainly for Shannon to really pay attention to when you're fighting a jiu-jitsu person. The last thing you want is their knees up by your shoulders.
Yep, you said that she kept getting her knees up there, and
They kept getting them really,
again,
really
right
high.
here we see her getting them up high.
It's very dangerous when a jiu-jitsu person has their knees up that high on you.
Yeah. It worked right into. We're gonna see the transition here pretty soon, aren't we, Teach? Where she gets back out, and she should have let Brandis get up.
I mean,
but she
Brandis was
didn't.
doing everything she
Yeah.
should be doing the whole time there. Keeping Gunville busy with the headshots, and right here you'll see there will be that Gunville will get out of the guard, and she should have just backed up.
Yeah, you were saying that to me earlier. She should have just let her get back up, but she doesn't.
And Brandis, she does perfect right here. Right when this big punch comes in, she spins her body. Boom. Right there, armbar. It was beautiful technique.
Yeah, Brandis, she won first round armbar with 4 minutes and 57
Yeah,
seconds.
she wins this armbar with a face down armbar. And here it goes right there.
Putting all the
Very,
pressure
very
on that
good
shoulder.
job. Left no room for Gunville to struggle or get out of this technique. Hardly gave her room to get her arm out the tap. that was really good. I would suggest to Gunville, next time, you get a chance to get out of a jiu-jitsu person's guard, stay out of it, don't go back in. And Brandis, you did a great job. You stuck with what you knew best, and you worked it.
Yeah.
Very good job.
Yeah, I told her when we tried talking to her after, she was, I think, a little bit more upset with me for not getting her name right. But, yeah, we thought Shannon was going to win this, and I thought so, too. So
Yeah.
I was wrong. Sorry.
I thought the aggression would overwhelm Brandis, but it
Yeah.
didn't.
No,
I mean,
she
kept her composure,
She looked
kept
calm.
her cool, and did her job, did what she's trained.
Yeah.
It was a very good job.
Hats off to Brandis and her team.
Next one is Josh Holtz versus Garrett St. Clair. This is another one. It's the guy came in and hit heavy, hit hard.
Josh is in the black with white trim, and Garrett's in the solid black. A little bit of white on there, but not as much. Yeah, we said it in our fights earlier in the week. We knew Josh was a good striker. He had good boxing. Also, another fighter Teach out of the Brock Larson
Yep.
camp.
The training out in that Minnesota area.
Yep.
Yeah, he just overwhelmed his opponent with strength and power.
Yeah. Hats off to Garrett. That was his first pro
Fight.
19 years old. But yeah, Josh really did put the hammer on him.
Yep. You said something about when you talked to him.
Talked to him. Great guy. I did ask him about his knee, because I remember I did hear somewhere that he had some problems with the knee, tore 3 ACLs. But he's not really, he's real down to earth, and he was talking about wants to get his next belt in his jiu-jitsu, I believe, under Brock.
Yep.
And then he said he's moving to Dallas. So, wants to enjoy his family, wants to, live life. So hats off to Josh. Hope you love it down in Dallas. I have family down there, and I love it down there.
He must not like the cold anymore.
Maybe it's better for his knee.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Hopefully he continues fighting when he's down there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what his focus was on.
He said family. I mean, I think family and just living life is what he had said. I asked him what was next, and he said, just want to go down there and live life and just get my, I think his goal was the next belt that he was getting.
Yeah, that's
for
it, huh?
jiu-jitsu.
Next one is Marshall Martin versus Derek Gitzel.
And our main event from
Marshall's
the
in
combat.
the white
red
white
trim,
red, and Derek is in the blue
and black trim.
bad boy shorts.
And man, I don't think. I mean, I think we had said that.
Yeah, it
Derek-
looks like he picked up his footwork. I mean, from the last time I seen him fight, his boxing's gotten better.
But I thought we even said it. We thought Derek was going to go to the ground. I thought Derek was going to take him to the ground. I didn't think Derek was going to, stand and trade punches with Marshall.
Yeah. If it went to the ground, really, it was whoever was going to win the stand-up on this one. I think if it went to the ground, it would have been like more of a stalemate jiu-jitsu match because they're both really good on the ground.
Also, Derek is also from the Brock Larson camp. Teach.
Yeah, we saw Brock in his corner, so I assume that's where he's from.
Mm-hmm. These guys are just they're throwing them out there. They're getting shots. Derek kicked him. I saw a couple of kicks that he did land, and where Marshall didn't either catch his foot or try to sweep him, but he missed on both occasions. Here you're going to see the boom right there. Marshall caught him, and right here he just jumps on him, even controls him right there, throws him into the side of the ring, and just keeps him there, keeps hitting him.
Yep, and the ref steps in. That was a very good fight. I'm surprised it didn't go into the second round. Just watching the past fights of both fighters, I thought for sure it'd go 2 rounds.
All the fights were just quick. Teach. I mean, we didn't have. I think we only had one fight that went into the second round, and that was the Andres Murray and Chucky DeJarlis.
Yeah, that fight had minimal strikes, so it became more of a ground wrestling jiu-jitsu type match.
Yeah.
So when you get people that are quick to strike, usually the rounds get short.
We didn't get to mention this, Teach, but when I talked with one of the tape guys in the back, he was saying that Richard St. Clair was there. He was a boxer trainer for Marshall back in the day.
Oh, okay.
So I was going to put that out there because I thought that was pretty interesting. Said he was teaching Marshall how to box since he was, I think, 12.
Oh, all right.
Since he was
Yeah,
12. And
it looks like it helped.
same trainer. I believe he's related to Lucas St. Clair. I believe Lucas was his son.
Oh, really?
So, yep. That's what the guy told me, the corner guy back in the back. So that was pretty interesting. I didn't know that. But, yeah, hats off to Marshall. That was a great fight. Derek, you could tell Derek was really upset. I'm pretty sure we had talked in our last fight about him. He had just came off of that. I think he had a win, but I'm not too sure. But I told you about that fight that he had where he had trouble with the guy. And it was the guy was a good boxer. Remember we were talking about that last time, Cheech?
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Obviously, boxing is his kryptonite because
Well, I thought
Marshall came out with some good boxing and put it on the button and dropped him.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Derek has some of that boxing training. I was just remembering that last fight where the guy took him to the ground and was doing better at boxing than he was, but looked like Derek was pretty upset that didn't get the win.
Oh, of course. I mean, you're the main event. You want to win. Everybody's focused on you, friends and family. There's always going to be a winner and a loser in MMA because it's only two people in the ring.
Yeah.
So, what can you do? The ref said you had enough, and he stopped the fight.
Yeah, he stopped it. And I don't think Derek agreed with him yet because.
Well, what fighter does?
Yeah.
A lot of fighters. If I'm not knocked out, why are we stopping this? But in the end, it's the safety of the fighters. If they're not, showing that they can defend themselves, properly, covering your head isn't defending yourself properly. So
No.
Any ref and any organization is going to stop it at that point.
Yep. Asked a lot of the fighters what they thought of North Star Combat. And, all of them were really happy with the way North Star treated them. I asked,
Yep, I agree with them. North Star treated us really well, brought us, let us come in and take recordings and talk to the fighters. We appreciate that, so much. Thanks, Dean Lamb, for that.
Dean was really great with us. I know that we wish we would have had all the fights on there. I think there was a couple that we would have wanted to see too.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see Tyler Mathis fight in this one. The guy is a very good wrestler. I really would have liked to seen that fight.
Did we also say that he had trained over there with Brock's crew too?
No, I don't think he trained with him. I just think Brock knew who he is.
Oh, he knew of him and stuff from
St. Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not positive if he trained with Brock or not, but Brock had good words about him. So I was excited to see him fight. Didn't get the chance, unfortunately. Not really sure why the fight got canceled.
And then we also had a guest appearance with Jose being there.
Joe Eichelberger got to get up in the cage and speak a few words.
Yeah, he was asked about what he was seeing next and how it felt to fight in front of Dana White.
Yeah,
and he even asked him. The announcer asked him who would he like to fight.
Yeah,
and
he called out CM Punk.
Yeah, I thought that would be awesome. I thought it'd be an awesome fight to see that too. See him try to take on Jose. That was pretty good. Who else? We saw a couple of fighters there too, Teach. Who else did we see there?
Yeah, we saw Chris Bachmeyer, which is DFC's 185-pound champion.
Yep.
He was there. So I didn't see Timothy Johnson there, though. I was told he was going to be there. Didn't see him.
No, I didn't see him either, Teach.
Brock Larson got in there and spoke.
Yep. We got to hear from Brock.
So we did tweet some of the fights onto our website. It was really hard because we had no signal.
Yeah, the signal was coming in and out. So when I was trying to tweet stuff, it wouldn't go through. By the time the other one, went through, I was already behind maybe one. So, please forgive us for having the miscommunication there with our cell phones.
Not much we could do about it. If we don't have signal, you don't have signal.
Yep.
I'm not really sure why we didn't. I mean, we had signal all the way up there, but once we got inside,
yeah, we were kind of losing our phones weren't being covered. What else, Teach, we got for them? We got
our next show. We're going to be talking to Tyler Vogel about his fight. We're going to talk to him on the phone about his fight for World Series of Fighting 29 in March 12th.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. We're going to ask Tyler how's he doing. And
Fargo guy moving on up.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, if nobody knows what World Series of Fighting is, it's a promotion that's making their way up. They're right below UFC. They're not quite there yet, but
they're making a run.
They're making their way past Bellator. And Bellator hasn't been all that impressive lately, so.
No, I wasn't even impressed with some of the fights that happened over the weekend with them.
So, World Series of Fighting, they're still trying to keep the younger UFC. They bring in the younger UFC fighters that got cut from UFC. They bring them into their organization. So, which isn't bad. I mean, just because you get cut from UFC doesn't mean you're not a good fighter anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we notice a lot of fighters going anywhere they can overseas, and
a lot of the fighters, they're all right with getting cut because they're looking at better money someplace else. So, with that Reebok deal, it kind of hurt them. It's hurt the UFC, in my opinion. So, a lot of the guys that are, they're still, some of the guys are still like Fitch. He fought for World Series of Fighting, and I believe he's still in the top 10. So
it's kind of felt like they've hit their plateau where they're not really going anywhere. I don't really see it getting higher than what we were ever since we did see some of the Reebok and all that.
Yeah, so you got some of these fighters going. They're more looking out for their families now instead of just being famous in UFC.
Yep.
So you'll have to tune in. I believe the World Series of Fighting 29 will be on television. So we will have Tyler Vogel. He's making his first time on the World Series of Fighting Network. So it's a great opportunity for such a young fighter.
Oh yeah. I like. We've talked about Tyler before. We thought he was pretty good and saw some great things from him in the last couple of fights that he's had.
Yep. So Tyler's out of Bismarck. He keeps saying he's going to be famous. Looks like he's going to be. But that's all we got for you for this show.
Yep. Tune in next time. Like we said, we're going to be talking with Tyler on the phone. And remember,
gloves up
and fight on.
Fight on. Properly.